have a problem.
Still no sign of reversal on Solana. That's one of the one of the Discord chats. God, that is brutal to see. The guys using the Solana NFT network saying, "Yeah, Solana isn't reversing right now." It's like,
like we were talking about earlier, though. I was like, okay. I was getting a little ragged on Instagram, responding to some Rick Ross basically saying, "Crypto bros, where's your mansion at?" And I was getting clowned on, and I don't even know what I'm talking about. Hold on.
Need a clap?
Give you a clap. They don't want you to live. They don't want you to ball. Smile in your face. Then they pray for you to fall. All right. Welcome to the Easy Side Update. This is episode 22. Shout out to my boy J Diesel 22 and my boy David 22. Yeah, those are my guys. I just wanted to shout them out.
I don't know who those are.
That's Josh and David. That's their government names, but I didn't want to. I mean, Josh is thinking about buying some Bitcoin. He was like, under 25K, I'm in. Ooh. And here we are.
25K.
Yep. Good thing I zoomed. Hey, good thing I zoomed out on the crypto moves this week.
Yeah.
Because boy, would that have looked bad?
Yeah.
Something in my brain. Luckily, I was like, hey, just want to tell you guys, 26 to 28 is on the way. So here's the good things. We're at prices we haven't seen since the end of 2020 or the beginning of 2021.
Yep. And you still got record inflation. What was it? It was, somebody said 50% of the money supply was printed in 2021. I saw the other day. The thing is, things that pop up on Twitter, you never know what's really true or what's not really true.
Oh, yeah. It's so freaking hard.
But regardless, like there was a ton of money being printed, and then they started quantitative easing and pretty much wanting their money back that they printed. It was interesting because you and I are kind of like, well, that's good. You should be taking, a little responsibility for your actions,
giving out 3 stimulus checks and then expecting, printing all the money, or who knows? I don't want to be all argumentative about when the money was made or whatnot, but it's like we had what did they call it? Like the pump that was created, it was an artificial pump because a bunch of people were just sitting at home, nothing to do, and you just gave them $1,500 3 times.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. I mean, the people in the service industry that, I'm talking, the bussers, dishwashers, they were getting unemployment, and their unemployment was ranging like $2,000 every 2 weeks, like $1,000 a week. It was like the most amount of money they've ever made in their lives. Some of them, I mean, it was absolutely wild, and you expect them to sit on the couch and not use the phone when you have brand new financial apps being introduced to the world. Like there was Acorns and Stash, and I mean, yeah, they came out in 2000, earlier on in 17, 16, 15, whatever, but it's like they were really being used then. Robinhood.
Shout out to the degenerates that just put their whole stimulus check on Doge.
Yeah, on Doge, on GameStop.
That's how you know when the stimulus checks happened. Look at the pump in Doge. Everybody was like, hey, free money, look at this.
Yeah. my free money's making me more free money. But I mean, that was the joke. That was the meme, right? We were going to take over currency with Doge. It's wild. Before all that happened, everybody seemed to have forgotten what kind of splash Doge made in the community before all of that. Before 2018 had, the crypto winter of 2018, right? It's like, so it's the point we're at right now. It's tough. I mean, to tell people, yeah, crypto's amazing, but when you and I first started, when you first started asking me questions and learning, and we started talking about stuff, it was Bitcoin was under 10K, and now we are at 25K, and people are saying the world is completely ending. And so I understand. I feel for a lot of people, man. I feel for myself. I got to look in the mirror and tell myself and stick with my convictions and still maintain the vision,
Right. And I asked you, I was like, was there ever a recession when cryptocurrency, that we have any data to work off of? Like, how did cryptocurrency hold up, and what did you say?
Dude, crypto was made because of the recession. You know, Bitcoin was like the plan B of us completely screwing up the economy again, and we were on the verge of screwing it up again. And the triggers came through March 2020, and next thing you know, they pumped stimulus, and people pushed their unemployment checks into the markets, and the retails are coming in, and then the corporate structure, got even bigger because people wanted to invest in the corporate structure because of, oh, now I'm an investment professional, and everybody, and that now they're diversifying in the stocks, and it's like, now what? You're not hearing a lot of noise. It's interesting. Like, I mean, the crazy thing is when people lose money, bro, they get real mad. And when they get real mad, they start saying things, that just kind of like, they're salty a little bit, right? And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing a lot of that energy out there, man. And it's like right here, right now is very important to like stick with your communities, stick with the good energy, put out there what you want to receive. It's nothing but love out here. Cryptocurrency was made on an insurance plan of the economy getting completely screwed by greedy people. So
right. And this was a thought I had this week. Like Bitcoin, it takes the power out of the Federal Reserve and the money printer and the human error or greed, whatever it is that causes these issues, and you replace it with Bitcoin, like one of the most flawless, I guess we'd say the most flawless system we have.
You could.
And Bitcoin is what we should want the government to be working with.
Yes.
Because then you use that transparency, and we can see as the people if our government really represents the values that we have as a society.
Absolutely.
And you can look at, the money doesn't lie. How could it? So we see where the money's going, and I think that transparency would make a much better system and a much better representation, and it forces people to be honest.
Let's put it this way real quick. Like you just said, you got like these foundations, right? Nonprofit organizations that get created under these political figures, right? And so people out here saying there's problems with the Clinton Foundation, right? And yet you got a Trump Foundation. And now what's happening is new markets are coming in, evolving with software and upgrading and going to make it where these things can be a little more transparent and more decentralized at the same time. And people say, well, how does that work? Well, it depends. There's so much marketplace in crypto. And that's why right now, yes, alts bleed, friends. And now everybody's learning that 100%. And if you hadn't learned before, and you thought you were going to be buying the bottom over the past month or so, you were in for a rude awakening as well. And you got stocks, they got hurt real bad this past week. And honestly, everybody's on the edge of their seat right now. And I understand, I get that, and it's a tough feeling to have. But if you aren't willing to continue to take those risks, you're going to miss out on another opportunity that's right around the corner. So just keep evolving with the market. Don't let this stuff get you all the way down. But great intro. I want to get up to this part right here. Everyone has to have a critic, but crypto seems to have stirred the hornet's nest, and that's why we're seeing what we're seeing right now. We threaten everything that has made the elite few control so many, and they are trying to quickly figure out ways to control and manipulate this market. This is not where we cave or where we cower. This is where we hold the line. Opportunity is where there is blood in the streets. This market may be young, but it is definitely not dead. And so here we are. We're at this point. Okay? It's not dead. It is very much so going through growing pains. So let's see how we can develop and evolve. And in this article this week, we discussed some of that stuff with the Cosmos thing. That's beautiful.
Right. And we accept that responsibility and the technology that we're trying to adapt into society. I think you got to look at it, Bitcoin, and you got to realize, hey, we're at a point where if you're in it and you're still willing to press buy, then you believe in it. Unless you're
conviction.
just a trader and you're a degenerate. I got to respect that.
Yeah.
So one thing I would think about is, I understand coding. I have like an engineering background, not financial advice. Do your own research. But when it comes to coding, I understand that it's very, very simple. There's an input and there's an output. So people who can read that and can create that, I mean, that takes out that human error. And then where I got my conviction was Elon Musk. I mean, if there's another better engineer than that,
Yeah.
like if you don't think that he talks about Bitcoin and has read the white papers and looked at the coding, I think that he would definitely come out and say that there is an issue with this.
Yeah.
And he when he had conviction, I had conviction, and I was like, great, this got looked at by someone better than me, because I understand a little bit of coding and programming and all this, but I don't know that much about the financial world.
That was when Tesla was adding Bitcoin on the books, what you're talking about.
Right.
When before, like, he really started opening up about it and stuff. So
right.
yeah, no, I'm feeling you on everything you're saying, 100%.
Right.
So.
And that's why I love that Mr. Wonderful video. We'll get into that in a bit, but we didn't go over the quote. We actually just made it up, freestyled it. We were like, hey, I know that this is the song because I want to bring the energy that made me buckle down, get back to it, get back to work when things were going, every which way in my brain personally. So I brought the energy, this is the brand. This is what we do. When life comes at you, you handle it. If the market sends you 100 shots, get back up. An enemy or whatever it is, life itself, the market, an enemy. I just said them both twice again. But even the devil himself, if he sends you 100 shots, we eat those and we keep going.
Agreed.
Always bounce back. And I just needed this energy. I was like, oh, man, this is flawless.
Isn't it funny? Like, dude, I think we're kind of like tapping into some unique energy because you and I, last week, for example, I hit you up and I'm like, yo, I really want to do this song. This song's really like talking to me. This song I've listened to many times when I've been under, and I want to use it now. And this week you shared the same thing, and I kind of like these vibes, how it's, we're using the culture that we understand to help push us and keep that fuel and that fire burning. So it's tough right now.
Yeah.
Shit's tough.
And when you consume that energy, it was just therapeutic for me. And I was like, somebody else in our group might be, down and
Absolutely.
down in the dumps, whether it's the markets or anything. This is the brand.
And shout out to Too Easy Tyler for like hitting us up with, yo, and like your response meant a lot, dude. Just kind of like the way, for me personally, because that song is a hitter for me, bro. Like, it was really helped me out.
I was surprised. That was tight.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I love that. I mean, that's what we're doing. I feel like we were making it harder on ourselves, but yeah, we are the brand, so let's just bring the vibes, whatever the vibes are.
100 shots and nailed it this week, bro. Like, I mean, come on now, like you did, and I appreciate you and I being able to get that honesty out there, where it's like, because this for you and I is therapeutic, because throughout the week when we're all involved in the markets, this is our decompress, right? This is us going, whoo, shit, dude, let's talk about all the nonsense and all the ups and downs that we're getting right now. But you know what really excites me? Let me just hit you with this last thought, is we're at episode 22. Welcome, guys. Bubble Crypto, Too Easy Trizzy. And here we are at the moment where it's like, okay, I can't wait when we're back to where it was going when you and I really started getting involved. And I'm super excited to get people involved in like that again, and show people that, yes, it is a meme culture, but it is all love. It is. It's a little bit of bullying, but it's bullying to make you understand you need some scars, you need some bruises, you got to get hurt, dude, you got to get hit to be stronger, because, dude, we don't want the weak in our market, dude. They won't survive. Look, they won't survive this. So, that's where it's like, you right here. This is, dude. And so, speaking of this, before we get into the crypto news, I want to say this, dude, us getting involved with all this NFT stuff couldn't be at a better time, because this is the time where you want to learn as much as you possibly can. So start working under the hood, research projects, research about NFTs, research about NFT communities, understand blockchain period, understand how it's evolved, how there's other layers of the markets, what's Web 1, Web 2, Web 3, understand layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, understand how that stuff relates, interoperability, things communicating with one another. These things are very important in times like these where nobody wants to get involved, because it's free markets. That's what you got to understand right now. It's psychological effect. We are in a psychological effect of it going down. But when it goes back up, it's going to go back up just as hard as it went down, because that speculative nature, but that excitement behind it, that freedom, that rallying cry, that sense of culture, purpose, belonging, that is cryptocurrency. And with all that being said, Trizzy, will you get us started on some crypto news, brother?
Yes, sir. The first one we got is Ethereum's testnet. Rothstein successfully transitions to proof of stake. So we love that. We gave, Ethereum showing, all right, hey, look, this is what we've been working on.
Yeah.
We're testing it out. Let's see if it works. I heard there was a little bit of bugs, but it sounds like if Vitalik is saying it is a success, then we're looking good. We were just talking about a few weeks ago or last week, but Vitalik is under a lot of pressure. I mean,
of course.
If this is catastrophic, it is catastrophic.
Yep. But I don't doubt him. I think he's got it, dude. I really do.
Positive vibes. We're sending him positive vibes.
All the way.
And like you were saying with the NFTs, I think we missed one part, how we participate in the ecosystem, because a competitor with Solana, I mean, obviously you look and you're like, golly, this thing went from $200 to $30 and we're participating in the NFTs still. And I remember what I was trying to say before the show started was I was getting clowned on. And I was like, bro, this is what you can afford to buy NFTs when you buy and do 6x and take profits at the right time.
That's right.
And, and then we decide, like, we're using the NFT marketplace as one small evaluation of how Solana specifically, the ecosystem is. We figure out the problems. We're like, hey, is this going to work? Like, what issues do we have, and are they improving?
Yes.
And now you have a chance to see, we've made it to 240. Can we go back?
Yeah. And I don't doubt it. Two things happen for Solana, of course. If they can work under the hood, like you're seeing Ethereum do, like Zcash has done, like Bitcoin did with Lightning Network. Yes, I understand. It's all these different things that evolve in the market will happen in different ways. Success and failure is part of the growing pains. We might fail more than we succeed, and then sometimes we might succeed more than we fail. And it's going to vary based on, faith, I guess. Faith would be a good way of putting it. If you guys don't have conviction to this and can't maintain the vision, and when it starts happening, you're going to be disappointed that you missed out. Because, imagine the first people with stocks. Next thing your stocks started blowing up, then you had all these railroads going up, built the whole nation, and industrial era came to flourish, and you didn't invest in any stocks and missed out all the way through the early 1900s. Come on. I get it. Yes, World War II, and then we had the Great Depression. I get all that, but yo, dude, come on. Free marketplace is good because it allows us to innovate. It's bad when people can't control their greed, have no self-discipline. So yes, exactly like you said with that dude clowning. It's like, yo, bro, I got profits. And now I'm utilizing my profits to really be a part of the ecosystem. And so shout out to Solana, shout out to the NFT community. I'm kind of like, the phrase is almost like honored that it's like you kind of get to meet people the way you do within these DAOs and these NFTs. It's like you get to have conversation and see and learn and not be the smartest person in the room, which is great if you want to learn. So shout out to that, dude. I'm excited.
Yep. And speaking of working together, and you were talking about innovation, we had Consensus 2022 this week. I personally have not. I'm still catching up on everything that's happened. I would almost rather go to this than Bitcoin, and it's in Texas. Dude, that's a lot easier to do.
Yeah.
We might have to make. We might be at Consensus 2023.
Yeah, absolutely. With all the other shitcoin holders. But and as long as we don't hit zero, for sure. But I feel like this spot is more of our vibe, because they expand on more than just Bitcoin. They expand on cryptocurrency overall. So you got, for example, Snowden there. You got 2 Chainz, and you got Charles Hoskinson. Hoskinson.
That works for me.
and
You
the
know it's
founder of
Cardano when you see the name, though.
yeah, it's absolutely right. And so you got three completely different names showing that there's so much different culture that cryptocurrency brings. And all the way from to the artist culture to, you know, the entertainment part and to the actual behind the scenes to the coding all the way to the representation and almost the political world. Snowden, you know, I mean, he's not. I'm
Right.
not saying he is a politician. I'm saying there's a big political game that has been played with his name flopping around. You know,
Yeah.
in it.
He can't come to America, but he still made a visit to Consensus. That's pretty dope.
Pretty crazy. You know.
But I think that was, from what I'm seeing, that was probably the biggest news of Consensus. I mean, at least biggest name. Everybody is like, okay, Snowden came out with and talked Zcash. Now we're gonna get a little interview with him.
Yeah.
What did you make of it? I mean, he talked about why he was using like Zcash and how he was using Bitcoin, and
I find it very interesting from the standpoint of like you got people like Bitlord that hate Zcash, right? And then you got somebody like Snowden coming out and saying, "Hey guys, I was actually John Dobbertin," and nobody knew that. And I mean, I have a hard time saying and writing off Zcash. I have all the. I found it very interesting when he said, "Oh hey, Zcash is going to be better than Bitcoin." I mean, what a hell of a statement! And boy, that's not something you want to get caught out here saying. But it's like, I mean, this is the same man that's not allowed in the U.S. that's showing his face at the Consensus Protocol in Austin, Texas. So
Yep.
I get where everybody wants to come from and kind of have an opinion about so many different levels on this stuff. But this Consensus Protocol speaks to me way more than the Bitcoin conference does. Bitcoin conference just kind of seems a little extra. This seems more down to the brass tacks, you know, down to business.
And I'm trusting him. He even said, he was like, I use Monero, and you know, it had its issues. But what I wanted to really say was, if anybody knows about privacy, I mean, it's this guy. He was hiding from a whole freaking country, a whole agency that was trying to probably find him. So I think I trust him with privacy. But
security.
it was cool because he mentioned he used Bitcoin to basically do everything that he did.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, come on. Isn't that what we want? We want adoption. We want it to be utilized as a currency. And it's very frustrating when you hear people saying that Bitcoin is the world's only commodity when it comes to cryptocurrency. And that is such a horrible statement to be out here making, because it blankets the entire ecosystem and really actually hurts the potential growth that it could have. You know, because I mean, look at Solana's the prime example. I get venture capitalists, and I get these guys made money. I get it, and the project's hurting, it's going down. I get it, but the NFT community it built, come on now, that is you can't doubt that. You can't write that off. So,
True. And we had 2 chains.
And we had 2 chains, dude. Yeah, I really liked his video where he's like, he's just shouting out how awesome it is being part, like we were saying a second ago, the crypto community just open arms, accepting them in. So that's hard, bro. I mean, having 2 chains there, 2 chains is a icon. Come on now, Titty boy.
And he said he loves to mine. That's his favorite part of it. He was like, it reminds me of something else. And I feel like he was talking about hustling. But that's how I felt, at least, you know, by the profits. Not that I would know.
Yeah.
But next we had who is this? Sendali and basically Charles Hoskinson talk. He says, so what, let's see. He mentioned that this is where my eyes are just like so bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ready?
Yeah. Shit, give me another clap. Yeah, Charles had an interview, and he got quoted.
Wait, I have an idea. Can we just run it through like Sindali and you're Charles Hoskins?
No.
So I'll say, okay.
You don't sound Indian.
I mean,
and there's no script. It's literally just something he said.
All right, ready? Break.
I'm sorry. You wanted to go to a script when there's only one
All right,
line.
Charles. No, all right, Charles Hoskinson. What do you think on self-sovereign identity and working with the Ministry of Education in Ethiopia?
Every
You're right.
time.
Now that we tried it, it sounds bad. Just read it. All right. Rewind.
Charles comes out and says, or gets quoted saying, every time you give someone a cryptocurrency wallet, you give someone a self-sovereign identity. You teach them the principles of this ecosystem. It's like Plato leading somebody out of the cave. They no longer see shadows. It's bringing people to the light is pretty much what he's saying. And like we've been saying, you and I, mass adoption is going to happen how? From the bottom up. And he's over here saying anybody that has access to a cryptocurrency wallet, anybody that has access to the internet, they try to shut down the internet. Elon Musk, checkmate, Starlink goes to every place on the country or in the world that wants
Thank you.
internet.
Thank you, Elon. Thanks you for
Elon.
fighting for my freedom to surf the web. Because if they did shut down the internet, like we're up in North Korea or something, Elon would be like, yeah, no, you can have your internet.
Yeah, but it's all good news for what we're seeing, though. You know what I mean? All the attacks that you're seeing on crypto and free speech, it's happening for a reason. And so we kind of got a checkmate moment here. I like the consensus meetup because it shows that we're getting to business, guys. We're really working under the hood. So check it out. Check out some stuff that went down there. I think I would want to go next year.
I would too. And I definitely have to catch up on everything else that happened. Because I feel like with these alts, we've said it before, when you know where the problem's at, you can locate and you can DCA and you can find some solutions and take some risk. And that's how you make the money right now.
Yeah.
If you're a regular Joe and you're like, all right, I'm going to buy Bitcoin, but after we go to 70K, then the profits are going to be minimal.
Yikes. So
but
take risk here.
Speaking of Bitcoin Bank Custodia sues the Federal Reserve.
Let's go. It's a Bitcoin bank. Okay, called Custodia, whatever, dude. Give me another clap. God, fuck,
dude.
All right, dude, you're doing great, by the way. I want to touch on that.
Yeah, we got some fire up in there.
Yeah, no, you sound like a fucking
get a little choppy, but yeah, I wasn't about to sound like a freaking loser right after I had things happen and people challenged me. Heck no.
There you go.
You know what's about? You're watching a couple millionaires unfold right in front of yourself.
That's fucking right, dude. Let's go.
I'm about to whip that Tesla though.
All right.
Bitcoin goes to 0. That part's saved. I can never get on Twitter again.
Yes, the Bitcoin bank Custodia suing the Fed, dude. This is the move if we all kind of want to start taking notes on what people need to understand needs to happen, right? We got to have businesses and bigger businesses fight back against the federal government because they hold so much power. And look, they are strong arming the crypto market, dude. I mean, come on. You look at all the FUD. I loved what you said last week. What was the FUD that we've had? It's crime. It's
energy. It's bad for the environment. All the typical stuff that, for the most part.
Too volatile. It's like, bro, come on. Give us a break, dude. And so, how are we going to fight back? Well, here you go. Here's an example. When the federal government wants to come in and do what the corporate structure did in 2018, we got to figure out a way to hold them accountable. So let's take them to the court system. Absolutely, dude. And we might win there.
And they were basically, it was over unlawful delay for 19 months acting on its application for a master account with the Federal Reserves. So they were trying to do the right things and go by the rules. But what I feel like happened was they were just like, I have no idea what to do about this and just let it sit.
Yeah.
Because they did say in the article that the Federal Reserve says it typically only takes 5 to 7 days for this application. And it's been 19 months.
Unfreaking believable. And to add to that, it's like, personally, when I was trying to set up a business account, and I walk into the bank and they reject me a business account when they found out that it had anything to do with crypto. And it just goes to show they don't know what's going on. They don't know what to do about it. And so they've attacked it and the prices have gone lower. And I love what I go into saying right here. This bank out of Wyoming called Custodia understands what garbage the Fed has spewed out about crypto over the past few months and is doing something about it. We support by adopting crypto. Okay. And then I go into the next part of the article. I go, we got the merchants on our side, and it is only a matter of time that the whole world comes to the same understanding that crypto is here to stay. Not only is it here to stay, but here to help benefit all forms of economic infrastructures around the world. We support people fighting against tyranny by adopting crypto. That is some of the best, that's probably the best sentence I think I may have ever written, dude. I mean, seriously, because they're out here. Seriously, I'm not trying to get into politics or nothing, man. But it's like, you know, a strong, well-regulated, a strong militia is important to the independence and the liberty of our country. And so it's like, you know, we have to figure out how to fight tyranny. Okay, it's used in different. You've heard all over the news about we live in a different wartime, right? Like the internet has war now. The war is fought over the internet, and so
we have fact checkers now. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks. You know, shout out to the Ministry of Magic. But this is what we're looking at right now is an opportunity to, you know, utilize something that's developed on code. It's foolproof if you go with trusted projects, trusted names, vet the system, you know, and do a little research about this stuff, and you'll be blown away by what you find. So this is right here, great example. 85% of merchants say enabling crypto payments is high priority in the next 5 years. Give me a break, dude. We're not going to zero. We're getting adopted right before our very eyes.
Right. And I told you right before, I was like, if crypto goes to zero, we have bigger issues than my portfolio that goes to zero.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
I think we're both in it, take us to zero, but it says a lot more about our current system.
Yes, it does. Absolutely. And where we're headed. And that should send a shiver up your spine. You know, that's not the world you want to live in. You know, we saw crypto at the very end of 2020 take off. Specifically, when we saw Doge go up to 79 cents or whatever it went to, 76 cents. And when we went that high, nobody understood really what... let me take that back. I don't even know what the fuck I was saying. I lost my train of thought. Go back.
What do you want me to do?
I don't know. Clap. Or what were you saying? What was the last thing you said?
I don't know. My mind just went to like super political stuff, and I was like solving the problems of the world because my brain was like, how can I touch on the fact that we have no gasoline and we're building back better and we have unemployed people? And it's like, I feel like I have a solution and I don't need to be the president, but how about we put some people to work and use some of our land and get some energy and stop paying $5.60 for gas.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, I don't know how to fit that in other than just
saying that.
saying that. But I mean, I don't know. You know, hey, maybe crypto can help. Yeah. We've already come this far in the game. I feel like it's a revolution. So when has a revolution ever occurred and the opposite side was just getting down on their knees for us?
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like, and we've had some dubs, and we're in here. We got some attention. Yes. It's like this is like the Super Bowl, biggest game. Every drive matters. We've got a couple first downs. It's the first quarter still, but we got like a 3rd and 3, and we're just gonna pound the rock right here and just make a statement. Because I feel like we're here. You know what I'm saying? Didn't that just give you like, let's go, it's football season?
And you know what? It pound the statement. Cool. Great transition right there. Let me pound the statement of Solana is not a security, or at least needs to be given enough respect to fully go and get vetted through the Howey test. So Kevin O'Leary, a.k.a. Mr. Wonderful, this 9-minute video we got, he met with Senator Gillibrand and Senator Lummis. He was talking with Senator Lummis in the video, but he goes into breaking down, dude, like, hey, we got to have regulation if you guys want to see this grow. And I personally do not disagree with him. My problem with it is like, okay, when do they know enough is enough? You know, as the federal government, because they don't know enough when enough is enough with federal spending. You know, oh, now we want quantitative easing when we're at $30 trillion in debt. Okay, All right,
Yeah.
for sure.
What I was thinking with this video was the Gary Sheffield Jr. like interaction we had.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I feel like, because, he was like talking down on crypto, and he was, I don't blame him. But I sent this video and I was like, we got to like look around. I already talked about the Elon Musk point. That gave me my conviction, as in the programming.
Yeah.
When Shark Tank is saying that, hey, this is a good investment, I mean, I'm going to believe them.
Yeah.
They got
Exactly.
resources, they got money, they can put the right people on the case. And I was like, great, I'm where the money's at. I'm
Yeah,
seeing what's
software.
going on underneath through all the FUD.
You
But
know-
I thought this video was great because you get Senator Lummis and you get a little clarity of at least a potential bill that is pro-crypto, and how are we going to fight some of this stuff that is very important.
Yeah. Kevin O'Leary said something really cool when he first started diving into it. He's like, you know why I love crypto so much is because it's software. And you know what made Apple, Amazon, and Microsoft and Google, trillion-dollar companies? It was software. Cloud software. It was data storage software. It was software that made these companies as big as they are. And when I look at cryptocurrency, I go, wow, that's an opportunity to own software,
Right.
Or utilize software to benefit my life financially. So, there's a reason why they're knocking it down. I love how Kevin O'Leary came out and gave the truth of the matter. Hey, guys, we are going to have to come to the table with these people. But the problem is when are we going to say, like, enough is enough? Here, I love this sentence real quick. Crypto is not discriminatory, and when we go creating legislation, we need to make sure it is for the benefit of the many and not the few. I love that. We're all about non-discrimination in this country and desegregation of all cultures and all parts of life in the United States. Why are we discriminating against a decentralized financial opportunity for free people? Holy hell, dude, what a talking point.
1,000%. And I was looking at my screen, and I was like, dude, I didn't realize how dark it got. I literally I look like an emperor in Star Wars on the other end of the screen.
You do. And I thought it was just the glare of my phone.
Yeah. Shout out to Senator Palpatine. Is that who it is? The evil guy?
Yeah.
Looks oddly
Emperor.
like Joe Biden and stuff, but I'm not going to say that and get sniped through this window.
Dude, great segue into the next part. States not getting it together. How about Washington this week?
Yup. We got, let's see, where are we at? We got, Washington. A 29% increase for hydroelectric power was levied particularly for cryptocurrency miners. So a nice 29% tax on the energy that is focused on cryptocurrency specifically. That doesn't sound like that's very fair.
Yeah, because they're using hydropower. So, like, my thing is this: if hydropower is cheaper than regular electricity coming from either a windmill or a solar or nuclear or whatever, it is incredible to see how, yes, Uncle Sam needs to get theirs, but at what point Uncle Sam goes to their link to get theirs is what is so pathetic. And here we are, we're going to put a 29% rate hike premium on you if you are using electricity through a hydropower plant and mining Bitcoin. Well, first of all, they're in a breach. And where the hell is the freedom of privacy, right? When you are coming in and telling me, oh, hey, you're using your electricity for something else, so now we're going to tax you extra on it. What the hell? Where's the incentive for innovation?
So I looked into hydroelectric, and it is clean energy, but the one tricky thing is it's not renewable because it can run continuously and naturally. But carbon and methane gas is still a problem. They stated it cannot run forever due to the fact we don't have a limitless supply of water. Okay, but this is a thought I had in the shower this week, and I was like, okay, so we don't we don't have like a great amount of water, or we're not looking at it as limitless. There's like a water crisis essentially. In Arizona, I'm like, I get it, it's super hot. But then I'm like pondering, I'm like, dude, we don't know how deep the ocean is because we literally can't measure it. The pressure destroys anything that we're able to use to measure it. And then I'm like, hold on, this does not make sense. So we have a water crisis, and we also don't know how much water there is in the world.
Oh, wow, that's such a great point, dude. You got the whole Pacific Ocean.
I think I just exposed a ginormous problem in the government. They're like, yeah, we don't have any energy. We can't turn ocean water into water, even though I believe Elon said it's actually extremely cheap. It just takes the resources. So maybe we should use some money for that. That'd be a great idea.
Unfortunately, it is the state of Washington, named after the first president, George Washington, that wants to, incentivize people not to mine Bitcoin. But as you were just saying, yeah, not good for the environment. I get it. They say they don't have enough resources. Okay. Excuses, maybe not. Who knows, dude? But
I just accept it for what it is. Washington's made up of a bunch of Seahawks fans, so they probably wouldn't be that smart anyway. So go ahead, tax your own people.
Ooh, damn, shots fired. But
yep.
Speaking of shots, ooh.
Oh. That it would have been the greatest mix-up. We're gonna leave it there. But all right, let's get into this part of the article. So we got Texas with a record heat wave this week.
Oh. Dude, that's bad. Dude, I cannot.
Please, Evan. That was okay. So this actually happened. It looks worse than it was. Your face is so red. It's enlightening all this darkness behind my where I'm at.
Oh, dude, I cannot believe I said that. Can you just clap and we restart this part?
Evan, no, we have to have that part.
Dude, that's
that
not
is so
cool.
genuine. It is not cool, but this is your moment. Remember when I was like, hey, I just want them to know that I'm not talking bad about Africa. You can clarify now. Hey, we're sorry for the wordplay. It was unintended.
Too soon, dude.
Literally just say pun unintended and all is forgiven. So absolutely only speaking about the record Texas heat wave this week, which we had a heat wave too. I was out last night and had like a drink welcoming my friend Alan back to the AZ. Welcome, Alan.
Welcome
but
back.
It was an excessive heat warning all weekend, and I was out and I was standing outside. It was literally 11 o'clock at night, and I started just sweating, and I was like, this is literally and figuratively excessive heat. Like, this is too much. And I left, and I was just like, wow, excessive heat warnings are legit.
Yeah.
But, okay, speaking of heat wave, let's go. Let's get into this little interview. We got the internet grid you guys somehow got that, I don't know, it doesn't make sense because you said the Wi-Fi is bad in your apartment, but luckily Bitcoin is going to fix that for you. Look at that. Bitcoin solving real-world problems. That's what we look for.
It's the power grid, not the internet grid.
Dude, it's the same thing. Power, internet, whatever, hydro. I mean, everything besides hydroelectric, unless you're, specifically in Washington.
I think Washington should take some notes. This is what freedom looks like. So they're using a whole bunch of power to mine Bitcoin, but when the power grid starts having problems and can't keep up with demand, they start turning machines off, and that allows power to flow to other parts of the power grid.
All right.
So,
and it's beautiful. It's beautiful because that is it's a balancing system, and that's what the laws of thermodynamics are about. I mean, if you're really, really educated, and you went to engineering school too. But, the laws of thermodynamics. Look at that.
Yeah.
Working in real life.
You know what really got me on this video was the Bitcoin network is growing, and if the above video doesn't show you how important this industry is truly becoming, I really don't know what would. Just because it's like the power grid, that's one thing unique about Texas is we have our own power grid. Now, people wanted to, knock it and be like, oh yeah, because you guys are on your own power grid. When we had the freeze, you guys screwed up. But it's like, okay, we learned our lesson, we fix, we make better. That's what mankind does. And so it's really cool knowing Riot Blockchain, they're their biggest, or North America's biggest, largest mining center is in Austin, Texas. And here's how one of the many benefits outside of the Bitcoin network that doesn't even revolve around the actual, utilization of the currency. It's like helping everyday lives of people in a potential disaster situation if the power grid's having problems.
That's so Bubba Crypto doesn't have to go to his car when there's no power and charge up his phone for a phone call. I was like, this guy is literally living like it's like, what is that movie where there like a bunch of environmental crises happen and destroy the world, and there's
Day
like
After Tomorrow.
Exactly, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Great movie, dude.
Great movie.
One of my faves.
I never thought it was about Bitcoin until now.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy being in the garage and it's raining and you're watching the water freeze in the garage making icicles. It was wild. In Houston, bro, come on. But when it snowed, it was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen, dude. Walk down Westheimer, right in the middle of Montrose, and the beautiful powdered snow. Come on now. In Houston,
wow.
Beautiful.
It sounds like a jolly good time in your winter wonderland that is Houston.
And then it got real hot, melted everything, and then it just got freezing and started raining, dude.
So speaking of melting, we got a little replacement for Terra's stablecoin. So DAI is now being introduced to the Cosmos ecosystem, replacing UST as a stablecoin running on the interoperability of the Cosmos protocol.
Let's go. DAI is going to be replacing UST as the decentralized stablecoin running on their protocol. So that's great news. There's this cross-chain bridge called Yumi that is filling the stablecoin void. So I'm a big advocate of DAI. Love DAI. Maker too. Decentralized stablecoin. That's what cryptocurrency not just needs but deserves. Okay, because we're all about decentralized finance, and there's plenty of reason to say that Big Brother and Uncle Sam needs to stay out of your finances. So this is great news. I love it. I love Cosmos. It was, by the way, when I was writing the Medium article, there was an article that popped up, somebody saying the problem I have with Cosmos, right? And then he goes through the entire reasoning of like why the Cosmos market had problems recently, Luna. And then he goes to the very end and he goes, but honestly, I really love Cosmos at the very end. And I'm like, yo, bro, clickbait people, dude, I can't stand people like that, bro.
He gave you a little reach around as a reader.
Yeah, because I was ready for that comment to go, oh, yeah, you don't like Cosmos? Yep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just get up in his grill. Because Cosmos
you were coming guns a-blazing. And then he reached around and grabbed your sack from the back.
Why do you say shit like that? We're not keeping that.
Okay.
Interoperability is the name of the game for the future of cryptocurrency, like Lightning Network was for Bitcoin. So Cosmos is going to be a big part of the ecosystem. You and I have discussed this, the blockchain of blockchains. I love Cosmos. I don't doubt cryptocurrency as a whole marketplace just because there was one bad apple. So good on Cosmos.
And it held up. I wouldn't have known looking at Cosmos if I was just a guy looking at coins on Coinbase. I would not have assumed that the whole market was going down and you thought Cosmos would be extra bloody. I don't know. I'm actually crazy about Cosmos because I'm addicted to buying Cosmos. So I don't know. I don't even know what to say.
16%. I mean, it's
actually at like 17% right now. It's nuts.
Oh my God, bro. Because the incentives. So that's the same thing that stocks and dividends work. When stocks are really low, they want to incentivize people to come in and buy the stock so they can. And so the way they do that is they offer a dividend. Well, you're seeing the same thing. Like you're seeing more reward be distributed because you're seeing less wallets and you have the ability to put more crypto into your wallet. And it's like, and with more rewards out there to be earned, there's higher staking options and opportunities, and there's higher incentive, and that's based on supply and demand. And that's what makes cryptocurrency so cool, man, is the algorithms that create supply and demand without the human interaction. And guess what happened with Terra? Because of the human interaction, look what happened to it. And so, that's why things need to be decentralized. Things need to be decentralized. When you're investing into cryptocurrency, if you want to be in this game for the long haul, what is truly decentralized, what has a true community, what has a true technological advancement for society. Research these things, understand how they work. Zcash, bro,
Exactly.
I've never been more bullish on anything than like Zcash right now, just because
Right.
they've worked under the hood. So
Right. And it's all part of the game, like we talked about, solving problems. And exactly like you said, these blockchains are going to have to communicate. That's just the way it is. If you have altcoins, I feel like, not financial advice, but it's worth a look into. I don't know what else is a competitor with Cosmos off the top right now, but you know that these blockchains are going to have to communicate.
Yep.
So
And
this
so
is one
they
problem
hold
that
all
I'm
the
willing to
market share.
take the risk reward. And like we talked about, 17%, that makes me very, very patient.
Yep, absolutely. And, speaking of kind of moving into some, happier news, but it's still, tough because VeChain's taken such a hit. But $100 million sponsorship with UFC, big deal. Let's go VeChain. Official layer 1 blockchain partner. If you do not understand your L1, L2, L3 of cryptocurrency at this moment in time, study some of this stuff. But VeChain, dude, layer 1 cryptocurrency, going to be the sponsor of UFC. I understand how everybody wants to shout at the top of their lungs, crypto to zero, but you know what, dude? The corporate world is just speaking something different.
Yep.
So,
I mean, going to zero, but at least UFC is contracted with VeChain for 5 years, $100 million. So, yeah, I think this is great. I feel like just off top, when I look around, UFC puts on for crypto. I mean, crypto.com on all their gear, very, very in your face at all times. And now we're going to hopefully see VeChain on that same level. So as a long-term holder of VeChain, we're like, heck yes. And this is some of that news, because it's like you're almost waiting for some sort of vindication that others are looking at projects and valuing it the same as you. And VeChain has been a very, very tough one. And I've been DCAing for a while, and we love the tech. We talked about it all the time with the tech and everything, even being carbon friendly. And they haven't had much pull. I mean, you ask, when are they going to be on Coinbase? When can they, And I think that this is just a dub, especially because UFC in the United States, China, their blockchain, not their blockchain like the government of China, but a Chinese project seeing success and getting this kind of representation.
Yeah, in the United States. And not to mention UFC Saturday fight nights, that's a big deal almost every week or every other week, whenever. And, people are going to be seeing VeChain. So I'm excited, man. I'm not doubting it. And you know what? On that point right there, I think it's good to close out the crypto news with this right here. It is unbelievable that people live in fear and won't embrace the rewards that courage brings. Be willing to take the leaps others will not, because that is what eventually leads to greatness. Be bold, be brave, and buy crypto. And that is definitely me that wrote that, because of that last sentence. Be bold, be brave, and buy crypto. This is not financial advice, but it is unbelievable. When opportunity shows itself, it's amazing how people either get tired, complacent, or they just want to go ahead and quit. And it's like, damn, if you would have just taken a couple extra steps, you may have gone the distance. So this is not where you quit. VeChain ain't quitting, Bitcoin ain't quitting, Ethereum ain't quitting, Cosmos, DAI, Maker, guys, ladies and gentlemen, we are not going to zero. So, without further ado, I think that's a great intro into the crypto moves. You want to lead us into it?
Sure do. I mean, if you pull up CoinMarketCap right now, you're looking around and you're like, dang, I'm kind of happy that we didn't put the numbers down yet, because now I can just read that next leg of support.
Yeah.
I mean, Bitcoin currently at 25,000, well, 25,600, whatever you want to call it. It's down 17% right now. Under 27,000, that's what we'll go with. I mean, essentially, we're just saying we just show you the levels where we're looking. I'm happy that I added that extra leg of support. It's somewhere around 2,200. Not financial advice, figure it out. But I'm just using support and resistance, looking at
2,200 or 22,000?
22,000. Yeah.
Making
Sorry,
sure.
didn't see the comma there.
Yeah, because for a second I was like, now is he talking about Ethereum? Woo, my brain is bouncing around.
Dude, Ethereum had a rough week. At the time when I made the crypto moves, they were already down 12.86% on the week.
Yikes.
You got to say, for the number 2 crypto, that's a pretty large number.
That is.
And we'll see. I mean, we're at 1352 right now. We obviously love it in this range. I mean, I don't even know what number to give. I'm out under 2,000 is like kind of a dub in my mind, especially when you have that testnet that's going, and we're seeing that the transition to proof of stake is going to, I mean, it looks good so far. So far, so good.
Yeah.
But we'll see what the next tests say.
And just to add on what you were saying, Ethereum, yes, right now it looks like a heavy loss on 12% on the week, and then today we got an extra whatever it is down today. Look, just I love what I said earlier to somebody. Just because we went down this much, people seem to forget that we can go the other direction as well, just as hard, you know? And so it's like risk right here to reward. I get it. I understand it's tough. It's scary to be looking at this stuff and be confident. We're going into the weekend. Stocks looking really bad. The world, you know, the traditional markets, when they closed, oh yeah, things are going to be terrible. You had influencers saying things are going to be bad. They're going to take vacations. I get it. It looks bad. So, but you got to look at the long haul.
Next, we got Cardano currently at 47 cents. I mean, I like this range.
Staking.
Yeah. And with Solana, I mean, it seems like with, you know, we were talking about the NFT marketplace and Solana, and there was a little bit of, it was running a little slow. Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, Cardano, I almost feel like he's just sitting back. He's relaxing. I need to look into more, but there's like a hard fork coming up. So we'll see how it goes. But it seems like their confidence level is pretty high. So Cardano made the list this week, and Solana, we wanted to take a chill pill, figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, the amount of wallets that are holding Cardano and staking is unreal. And I wonder if that number has changed a whole lot. But I mean, they got a serious amount of people that are staking, or at least a serious amount of Cardano being staked. So I think a lot of people have faith in the protocol.
Right. And we have Dogecoin just under 6 cents right now. What made you want to put that on the list real quick?
Just because I don't want to bet against Elon Musk. And I think there's plenty to be said about him as a person, an entrepreneur, and as a Renaissance man in the 21st century. And I'm kind of putting my money where my mouth is on that one. So I wanted to add Dogecoin, show people there's a huge opportunity right there. You know, hey, look, the all-time high was up at 74 cents, okay? I mean, cool. Look, you know, we go back to the all-time high. That's 10 times. Oh, well, it's never going back. Okay, were you saying that at 70 cents or 65 or 60 cents? You know, I mean, it's like, God, no faith? So I wanted to throw it on there, dude. Come on, Dogecoin.
Right. Next, we got Litecoin under $50. I mean, we got support. The bottom of that range is going to be around $38, $39. And I mean, if you just look at that chart, you're like, $39, it's worth the risk, in my opinion, not financial advice. But I mean, Litecoin for $38, that's a dub. But was there anything that brought Litecoin up to you?
Yeah, absolutely. I bought Litecoin at $25 the very first time I ever bought any investment in my life. That was my very first investment. Litecoin, $25. Went all the way up to like 2 whatever, 3 whatever. I can't even remember, so long ago. And so now here we are, and you know, if Bitcoin works, then a lot of these other projects work, and Doge is built on Litecoin. So don't discount it. Don't watch. Regulation comes out, and they're like, yeah, guys, so we kind of spoke too much about securities. And next thing you know, corporate structures like, oh, yeah, hey, look at all these tools we're releasing to the mainstream. Adoption's going through Asia, and now you got billions of people around the world adopting crypto. What do you think's going to happen? It's going to be like a full, absolute crazy, you know, reversal straight to the upside, you know, because people are going to be utilizing currency. And, dude, Litecoin, why discount it, you know?
Right.
I mean, it's been around.
Right. And Link under $6. I mean, Link under $6, Crypto Michael loves Link right now. I mean, calls it an opportunity of a lifetime. I mean,
Yeah,
I agree.
I agree.
And this is I've been adding to Link, but Link under $6 is a dub. So,
Love Link.
and I've been seeing them. They've been like working with some other projects. I need to get a little more details on that, but I was like, oh, they're working and they're just continuing to adapt. And like we said before, we'll see how the Ethereum transition affects that project, but I certainly love Link right here. Next, we got Atom. Let's see, where are we at? Where are we at in real time with Atom? 661. I mean,
Oof.
I look at Atom and Link like very, very close. Those have been probably my two biggest priorities of
Yeah.
building right now. So let's see, Atom under $7. That's a dub. 17% staking I saw.
Wow. Unbelievable. It's crazy seeing some of these prices now, man.
Right, and hey, we'll see how it works for them. Next, we got, let's see here, Tezos. I mean, Tezos under $2. Keep it simple.
Wow.
We like that. We're two Tezos, too easy Tezos.
Absolutely. I love Tezos. And I mean, yet again, what is it sitting at right now? $1.50, $1.60?
Yep.
Wow, that is crazy,
Yep.
man.
And in the notes, I just said staking. If you love your altcoins, I mean, it gets me through hard times in the market. It's just looking and I'm like, I can make this staking rewards clock tick faster and faster.
Yeah.
So I love to add value. Whatever your portfolio needs, find that staking. Guarantee you love that. Days you're making money when you're sleeping.
Absolutely.
So next we got Maker. Let's see, we got support at around like 1285. Where are we at in real time? Shout out to Flow 166 down 34%. That's nuts. I might have to take up on that. But let's see.
Crazy.
We got Maker at 815. What did I say that range was? They're down 32%.
Wow.
Dang. Actually, I did say if we lose these current ranges, which we did, because I said support at 1285, I said there's going to be a great opportunity. I mean, you look at some of these ranges, the leg up of when I made this chart was up to 27, almost 2,800. And I mean, we're at 800, and 2,800 is just a few breakthroughs away.
Wow.
I love that.
Yeah, last week we were going wow. Now we're going.
Yeah.
We're drooling at the mouth.
Maker under 1,000. Let's go.
Let's go, dude.
And then Ontology. I was surprised it took us a little bit to get to this during this downfall. But after you read that article, I mean, I've added a little bit within the last month, but Ontology, one of those ones on Exodus, staking for like 18 to 20%. And you look at the chart. Like I said, I was very good. I tried to zoom out, almost preparing for, find some confidence in the market. Take a look at some opportunity. And I've loved this one for the staking rewards of, staking ONG.
Yeah. No, ONT has been around for a long time, and when I think about who's going to come out of this cycle and go into the next bullish cycle we see, who's going to add to. And so when I saw this article written by Gemini, I was kind of shocked at how much they have been doing. And so it's you should never discount any project in crypto, I guess you could say. I mean, sometimes there's the obvious, scumbags running off with the bag, but knowing that Ontology is able to scale layer 2 in such a way that is cost efficient and extremely fast, it will allow decentralized applications to flourish on their blockchain. So it goes further into some of the other things that they've been working on and developing, and it's good to see that they haven't stopped. And as we keep diving into altcoins, the only ones you're going to want to buy are the ones that have done anything during the downtime. If they haven't done anything during the downtime, you haven't seen any community interaction, no updates, no upgrades, then that's your sign right there. Maybe you should be rethinking it. So even Ethereum, look at them. They're going through an upgrade. They're going through growing pains.
Yep.
So, times, yo, dude, we walked into this weekend. This just shows how paper-handed people are, how scared people are. The retail investor is what makes up a lot of crypto value, and that's what makes up a lot of altcoin value. A lot of Bitcoin value right now is institutional money as well. And yeah, there's retail money, but the altcoins, that's why you're seeing them bleed so hard, is because people are scared right now.
Yeah.
Crypto's going to zero. Regulations coming through. We're not going to be able to have these freedoms of finance anymore. It's going to disappear. I highly doubt that, guys. The signs are pointed all around the world that crypto is going to get adopted. And if it gets adopted, that's use case. There you go. There's your demand. The supply is already here. So, look, let's end on this note. People think that this stuff could be possibly, what's going on right now, an attack, right, on crypto, trying to push the price as low as they can to buy in. And it's hard not to believe that, because it's like the fundamentals are so strong. That's what we talk about, right?
Right.
It's like the news that's coming out is great. People are working under the hood. The devs are there. The marketing is up and down, but it's like there are strong communities out there. It doesn't make sense that we continue to hurt this bad, and we keep continuing to hurt our own market. So I encourage everybody to kind of take a deep breath and take a step back for a second, and then we come back together, and then we figure out, like, how do we continue to build this community. And that's what I love about what I've learned about the NFT Solana community, is there's a community within the blockchain, right, that relies on the Solana blockchain. And there's your tech right there. And when you understand what DAOs offer, and you understand what decentralization of organizations that can utilize liquidity and capital to benefit their ecosystems without Uncle Sam digging into their pockets and then using that money, right? And not even Uncle Sam, other governments around the world, and they take the profits from you, right, through taxes, and then they take the money and they don't even do anything that benefits society with it. It's like, it's crazy to see this. If you think giving government more power and more money is the answer, that is the problem. And so decentralized finance has been an instrument and a tool to teach people that it is time to take the government out of your wallet, right? It's time to take the corporate structure out of your wallet. It's time you take power over your finances. And now, the moment we all started waking up to that, the Doge revolution, right? The Shiba pump, the GameStop, right? The Wall Street bets, the fight for freedom of speech, right? Like, these things that have happened within meme culture, and we're just going to write that off here. Now we're just going to give up. I mean, it's incredible, dude. Times get tough, and you watch people scatter.
Right, and that's why I said, dude, it's like the Super Bowl. I mean, it's the first quarter. We got a long fight, and we can't just go out like without a fight, especially here, for everything that it represents and stands for.
Absolutely, what it represents, what it stands for. So, with all that being said, episode 22 is a wrap. Thank you guys for being here. Too Easy Trizzy did a hell of a job today. Way to come back. Hey guys, thank you so much for being with us, and we can't wait for the next one.
And think about it. How do we have a water crisis if we don't know how deep the ocean is? Isn't that nuts? All right. I got to eat these beef tacos.
Shout out to Easy Tyler.
Shout out to Easy Tyler.